Hello, this is Opera Sim bringing you another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. Nair on the FTA Slack posted this deck a while ago. It's a Koth deck that can kind of try to shore up some of Red's problems about card advantage. I have not played this deck before, so I'm just going to give it a go, but let's take a look at it. So it's got Electro Dominance, which stored mana card can deal damage to any target, and then the first card in your hand gains some mana. Stitch in Time, the wonderful extra swap card. Finale of Promise, which currently now is freezing the game up a lot for people when they try to uh, get cards into their hand when their hand size would be greater than 6. I've been avoiding this like the plague, but it's in this deck, so we're going to give it a try. This should be uh, purportedly, it's going to be fixed in the 4.1 update, so looking forward to getting to play more with that card uh, after it's more stable. Two converters in here. We have Castle Embrith for 10. When it enters the board, if there are 5 or less red gems, convert 4 gems to red, then it converts 2 a turn to red. It also has Activate 3. Your creatures get +1/+0 till end of turn. And then Guild Mage's Forum. 10 converts 2 gems to your Planeswalker's colors. Koth is mono red, so it will be red. And then activate 3 to give our first non-colorless creature, which are all the creatures in this deck, +1/+1. And then if there are 6 or more gems of each color, it gets +2/+2 buff instead. Embercleave. I've not played with this card, and I'm excited to try it. It's a beast. It costs 23, but it gets cheaper when a creature you control attacks. It gains some mana, and then when it's on the board, your first creature getting +2/+2 double strike, trample, and berserker is pretty nuts. So excited to try this card out. Demolish is just great support destruction. And then 3 creatures in this deck. These first 2 creatures are some of the ones that can help shore up our card advantage. Also, the red Finale does that as well. But Syr Carah the Bold for 16, a 5/5 human knight. When this creature deals damage to your opponent's planeswalker, or a spell you control deals damage to your opponent's planeswalker, fetch the first card from your library. It gains half its mana. And then for activate 2 activation gems, deal 2 damage to any target. So pretty solid card. And then Tectonic Giant, 16 for a 7/8 trample elemental giant. When this creature attacks, pick one of the first 2 cards from your library, fetch that card, it gains 4 mana, then exile the other. When it becomes the target of an opponent's spell, it deals 6 damage to them. So those both allow you to get some cards with mana on them, and Tectonic Giant even lets you dig a little deeper into your deck. The last card in this deck was Bone Crusher Giant, 6/5 for 13. Another thing that when it becomes a target of a spell, it deals 5 damage to your opponent's controller, so that and Tech Giant make it hard for your opponent to want to kill it without taking some damage. And the backside of this is great too. Just each creature in Planeswalker loses prevent damage until end of turn and deal 4 damage to any opposing target for only 5 mana. So getting a great removal spell like that, it can even just be aimed at your opponent's face if nothing else, and then the backside of a 6/5 is great. And the prevent damage clause can actually be pretty relevant at times. It helps you to have outs to stuff like a Angel of Grace recurring deck that tries to lock you out of the game, or an annoying creature like Razia. So yeah, this deck looks pretty solid. I am not the biggest fan of Koth. I know a lot of other people love him. His mana gains are so spiked in red, and you really have to focus on that. We've got some good red converters, and it can work. Whenever I'm playing against Koth, I can generally shut him down pretty easy by just matching extremely defensively to keep him off any red matches, because if you can do that, his mana gains are really not good. But his abilities to destroy 12 non-red gems for 6 is great to get more reds there to match on the board, and if we have red converters, that will help us a lot. Giving our guys +8/+0 trample berserker till end of turn is great, and then that ultimate is just great, especially if we're converting some stuff to red to get even more red matches to make our guys big. It kind of can snowball quickly. But let's give this deck a try here. We're in training grounds here. We're going to be playing against Alchemist, playing a Karn deck. so we'll see what's going. I'm actually trying this deck too because I was going to go put a new deck that Nair made. He's one of our great brewers, and uh, before I got rid of this deck, I wanted to give it a try to play a fun deck that gave some of our players some troubles in the last coalition event. A Kalia deck with some other nasty stuff. So hopefully I'll try to bring a video of that too as well. All right, so let's get our red converter down first. We'll freeze, stitch, and demolish for now. So we have a red match on the top, but we have an even better one. At the bottom, we can get 3 red, 3 black, into another 3 red. So that's going to be great. Let's take that. Did give our opponent a match 5, but oh, poor Greg. When will you learn? When will you learn, you poor buddy? All right. Well, we'll take the match 5. And then let's see. We can get 3 loyalty into 3 red, which seems good. That's better. We could get a red match that could go into black, but we're just going to take that other match for now. We could get loyalty different ways too. We could also get 3 loyalty plus a red if we match on the second column, and then that would give a chance to drop the other red down as well. But the other move does that as well, and it has a chance to drop both the red and the white down. So I think we're going to go with that option instead. All right. Greg Smart took my red matches. All right, so now that we have this Syr Carah online, we should hopefully be able to start doing some gross things here. Do I want to activate this loyalty ability? I don't know. I might wait one more turn so I get some more stuff in my hand to try to activate it. But maybe I'm just supposed to be spamming it all the time. My inexperience with this Planeswalker is coming in a little bit. Let's see, we could have white matches, we could have black matches, green matches. I don't know what I want to do here. Actually, we'll just activate it. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll play around with it a little bit. See if we can get some other stuff here. Oh yeah, and we can deal damage to our opponent that way. Cool. Yeah, Syr Carah is a pretty cool card. All right. What do we want to do here now? Black matches. Probably just those black matches, but sure, why not? We'll just do that. Great, so we drew a card that got half mana, which is wonderful. Alright, so our opponent's making a whole bunch of lifelink tokens. Yeah, that spell is super good. Alright, let's see. We can get some loyalty and some red, which is great. We have an Electro Dominance, which is wonderful. Let me just use the stitch now and then see if I can get the Electro Dominance charged up a little bit to get close to killing his thing, and then Tectonic Giant, because what I can probably do if I can get a red match later with one of those red activation gems. Actually, it would be one of Syr Carah's activation gems, so it would be one of the, let's see, so that white one or that white one. Okay, and we'll play around with it. Alright, so let's do this match first. Great. Go ahead and hit their creature, and then this will give us enough mana to get our Tech Giant into play. That's wonderful. And then what we can actually do is use this activated gem to kill his creature now, which is pretty cool. I think what I'm actually going to do is just try to save up for this ultimate on there. Let's see, so I could get greens into whites, which would also keep me from taking a shield off my support. Yeah, so we're just going to do that because I want to just kill off his lifelink tokens here. This actually gives us another match 5 too, which is good. So all right. So this is wonderful because we're actually, in the red deck, going to have a lot of card advantage coming in here. So let's see. I may just want to take the loyalty, so that means next turn I could get the, whenever a player matches red, our creatures get even bigger. So I think I'm just going to do that for now. May have been a better play, but this should help in the game pretty quickly, I think. Alright, another Electro Dominance, that's great. Another Stitch. This is going very well, so we're going to go ahead and put that special support out on the board. And let's see. I don't think I want to use... Well, might as well use the Stitch. Get them in the graveyard so that way when I draw into the finale that I can hopefully just get a couple extra swaps and end this very quickly. So, alright, let's see what we can do here. We can get some green matches, some black matches, some white matches. I don't know what's the best and what actually works more. So let me just go ahead and take the black matches here. Alright, some extra swaps. Electro Dominance. I might actually save the Electro Dominance so I can wait to give the first card in my hand some extra mana. But we can get some red and some greens now. Our guys are getting buffed up by Karn's ability, so this is going very well. Blues into blacks. Alright, let's look. So we're going to pick one of the cards. Stitch or Stitch? I will take a Stitch. Alright, cool. Alright, Bone Crusher Giant. Great, so we can deal even more damage here. I think what I'm going to do actually is just... go ahead, cast the Stomp side of it to deal some damage to stuff, and then I can Electro Dominance to get mana for Stitch in Time, or Guild Mage's Forum. So let's look at what matches we can get on the board here. So we could get 12 mana off of Koth's ability, so that would allow us to cast both Stomp and Forum, and then Electro Dominance to get the mana needed on Stitch in Time, which seems decent. So we're just going to do that. And our creature's getting even bigger from the red matches, which is awesome. Yeah, so we're just pretty uncontested beaten face here. All right, Castle Imbrith for more conversion, which is great. And then get Bone Crusher Giant out after that. Let's see. So we can get black match. We can get white match, which is going to buff up our guy in our hand. So I may just do that. That sounds kind of fun. Then I have a chance for a red match. Sure, why not? All right. Great, we'll do this black match to just deal a little more damage even to our opponent. And activate that again, which is great. All right. Now, Bone Crusher, what do we want to do with you? Probably just take these blues, see if we can get a red match again. But keep buffing our guy. All right. Yeah, this is pretty cool, the mana bonuses you get on these. So we're just going to take an Electro Dominance here. Thank you for buffing my creatures. Yep, and then we win this turn. So, ooh, what's this creature? It looks kind of like a sliver, but I think it's a dragon. But it is a little sliver-esque looking. Ripscale Predator. It's a dinosaur, neither of them. Alright, cool. Alright. Doesn't really matter since we're winning, but we're just going to run up the scoreboard here a little bit. So, rawr, make our guys big. Go ahead, take this match, get some activations. Yay, Castle Imbrith. Make our guys bigger. Alright. Burn the opponent. Swing for a bunch. Boom. Alright. Cool deck. Thanks for sharing this, Nair. I think someone had drawn or crafted or opened Tectonic Giant, and that's a pretty cool way to use him in Syr Carah. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll probably move on to the other Koth deck that Nair posted, and hopefully have that video up shortly. Take care, everyone.